Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. SB 233 temporarily allows Arizona doctors to provide abortion care to Arizona patients in California. On June 6, 2024, Arizonians will face a total abortion ban because courts upheld a law that was enacted in 1864. Arizona has repealed the 1864 law, but the repeal doesn't become effective until late October or early November at the earliest. In the meantime, patients will be left without reproductive health care, and doctors providing care in Arizona will face 2 to 5 years state prison sentences. Lack of access to safe, effective doctor-provided abortion means extremely dangerous conditions for pregnant individuals. Studies say that an abortion ban within the United States would lead to a 21% increase in pregnancy-related deaths, a 33% increase in pregnancy-related deaths among Black women. This bill will help Arizona patients access health care by allowing Arizona's doctors to treat patients from Arizona, but in California. Under this bill, an Arizona doctor would need to meet specific criteria to practice in California. They must hold and verify that they have a medical license in good standing from Arizona and have performed at least one abortion under the Arizona license within the last 2 years. Pending the ballot measure coming this fall, California should allow Arizona patients to access care with standards that respect the rights of patients and the ability of doctors to serve their patients without the threat of government intervention or criminal penalty. With me today to testify in support is Symphony Barbie, Legislative Coordinator at Planned Parenthood, and Janice Rocco, Chief of Staff of CMA.
Great. You have 2 minutes each.
Good afternoon, Chair and members of the Assembly Business and Professions Committee. My name is Symphony Barbie, representing Planned Parenthood affiliates of California. And we represent 7 Planned Parenthood affiliates in the state who provide care through over 100 health centers, and we are proud supporters of Senate Bill 233. The overturning of Roe v. Wade has caused a wave of confusion across the country, making it unclear whether there is access to abortion or not in certain states. A near total ban happening in our neighboring state will only add to that confusion. On April 9th, the Arizona Supreme Court issued a decision that would allow a Civil War-era ban on abortion to go into effect next month. Last week, the Arizona Attorney General announced efforts to delay enforcement, and Arizona's governor signed a bill into law to repeal the ban. As a result, it is unclear when the 1864 could go into effect and for how long. Since the Dobbs decision, abortion bans have been enacted, restricting abortion in 21 states, including Arizona. These bans are cruel and endanger the health of pregnant people and exacerbate existing barriers to care. SB 233 reaffirms California's commitment to reproductive freedom and makes sure our neighbors know that abortion is still legal and accessible in California, regardless of where they may travel from. We are grateful to be in a state that is committed to protecting access to abortion, and the Planned Parenthood affiliates of California stand ready to serve all patients who may come. We want to thank Senator Skinner and the Majority Leader and the members of the Legislative Women's Caucus for their leadership. And as members of the Future Abortion Council, we ask for your aye vote today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair and members, Janice Rocco on behalf of the California Medical Association, a member of California's Future of Abortion Council. We want to thank the governor, the Legislative Women's Caucus, Senator Skinner, and the Majority Leader for their leadership in moving this bill forward. CMA supports this temporary registration program. As we've seen since the overturning of Roe versus Wade, we in California have to be constantly vigilant. We have to protect access to care while making sure that as other states adopt or enforce abortion bans, that patients can travel to California in order to seek the care they need in a timely fashion. SB SB 233 is but the latest example of California's leadership to do everything within our power to ensure access to reproductive health care, including abortion services. This bill will provide the opportunity for Arizona licensed physicians who provide this care at home to register with the California Licensing Board here in case the need arises for them to travel to California to treat Arizona patients. This would be in effect through November 30th of this year. And we support this bill and ask for your aye vote.
Thank you very much. And before we move on, we're just going to establish a quick quorum. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Berman.
Here.
Flora. Alanis. Bains. Juan Carrillo.
Here.
Chen. Dixon. Grayson. Irwin. Jackson. Lowenthal. McKinnor. Nguyen. Pellerin. Sanchez. Soria. Zbur.
Great. We have a quorum. Let's move on to any additional witnesses who want to add on in support of the bill. Give us 1 second. I think we need to try now.
Testing.
Perfect.
Genesis Gonzalez on behalf of Lieutenant Governor Lenny Kounalakis as a proud co-sponsor and support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any primary witnesses in opposition to the bill? Seeing none, anybody who wants to add on in opposition to the bill? Seeing none, going to bring it back to colleagues for questions or comments. Assemblymember Pellerin.
First of all, I just want to thank the author for bringing this forward and Senator Skinner. 2024 of May, and we are still fighting this stuff. It is infuriating that this is happening. My 26-year-old daughter has fewer rights today than I did at her age. So I just want to thank you so much for stepping forward and doing this bill. I just wish it was not necessary. And the fact that my daughter and other people, birthing people, have states they cannot live in. And the fact that we are continuing to take rights away from people is just blows my mind that this is happening in this day and age. I just heard today that in Missouri, pregnant women cannot be granted a divorce with no exception. And other states, Arkansas and Texas, are having similar laws. So I am so proud to be a Californian. I'm very proud to be a principal co-author of this bill, and I'd like to move the bill. Thank you.
Great. Have a motion in a second. Any additional comments or questions from colleagues? Seeing none. Majority Leader, would you like to close?
Yes, I would. I really appreciate the support we've received from this. You know, some of the people are asking me, well, the Arizona legislature repealed the 1864 law. However, under their constitution, it's a fully enacted repeal of the 1864 law doesn't go into effect for 90 days after a legislative session concludes, unless it was passed by a supermajority in both the legislative chambers. Our bill goes through November 30th, 2024. So even with the repeal, this bill will still be very vital to helping Arizonians access care. And this bill does not include new financial resources. With that, I ask you for your aye vote.
Thank you. And I'd like to start by extending my deep appreciation to the Majority Leader, to Senator Skinner, to the Governor, and the California Legislative Women's Caucus for this bill, and for your long history of leadership on abortion access and reproductive health. This bill and other efforts have served to reach even beyond our borders, to help those who live in states that have struggled to secure essential rights and freedoms of reproductive health care. And I'm proud to support this bill today, both for what it will do for Arizona patients, but also for what it represents, which is California continuing to lead the way in our nation's unwavering march towards reproductive freedom for all. And with that, Madam Secretary, please call the vote.
On SB 233 Skinner, the motion is do pass. Berman.
Aye.
Berman, aye. Flora. Flora, no. Alanis. Alanis, aye. Bains. Juan Carrillo. Juan Carrillo, aye. Chen. Dixon. Grayson. Irwin. Irwin, aye. Jackson. Jackson, aye. Lowenthal. Lowenthal, aye. McKinnor. McKinnor, aye. Nguyen. Pellerin. Pellerin, aye. Sanchez. Sanchez, no. Soria. Soria, aye. Zbur. Zbur, aye.
That bill is out. Congratulations. We'll leave the roll open for absent members. Thanks so much.
Very much, member and chairman, and your team.
Appreciate you.